Just want to read a comment I received on my profile, and I thank you, and I really appreciate all your guys' feedback, comments, just helping to keep this channel alive. If it wasn't for you guys, I would probably not keep on doing this because it does take up a lot of my time. So I just want to thank you. Even if it's constructive feedback, man, I appreciate it all. So let me read one of the comments. Steve, I love all your videos pretty much, except I've noticed something different than the last couple. I can't quite put my finger on it. You talk about how you like Eckhart and agree with some of what he says now. Yet before you agreed with lots. Am I correct? I think this is because it rang with truth. The truth resonates with people, and that is why you felt strongly for it. I'm guessing he doesn't resonate with you anymore. I am all for people believing in whatever they feel is right. I just find it quite odd that you have shifted away from these perspectives. And I'm not saying you need to do anything or follow anyone specifically. I'm just curious. Fantastic. Fantastic comment, and I thank you for it. Yeah, and, you know, I think as we walk, one walks their path, their spiritual path, their life path, whatever you want to call it. I think there's, if you want to look at a ladder, there's particular rungs on that ladder that helps you climb up to the next step. And one of my early steps was I was a hardcore, not hardcore, but I was atheist. Then I was into self-help. I listened to all the self-help teachers or gurus, Wayne Dyer, Brian Tracy, Zig Ziglar, all those guys. I listened to them religiously. Then I got involved in traveling, and I just traveled the world and just kind of soaked up all the different cultures, different religions. Then I got involved in Christianity and learned a tremendous amount from Christianity, but it was pretty intense period of my life. And then veganism, got pretty invested in that. And then God, I mean, there's been so many things. Hypnotherapy, and what else? Different diet regimens, exercise. I can't. Oh, NLP was another one. Courses. These. What was it called? These like LifeSpring, or what's the other name of it? I can't think of the other course's name, but courses like that where you have like a week-long intensive seminar where they try to break you down. New Age, different religions, philosophies, channeling. I mean, I was just a sponge. Eckhart Tolle, The Matrix, a sponge, absorbing as much as I could. I just wanted to learn psychology, philosophy. I mean, I just found it all so fascinating. And it was like I was this little seedling, and all this different information, it was just a whole new treasure chest for me that I hadn't been exposed to. And so I was just hungry for it. And I think there's evolutions, there's stages that we go through in our evolutionary growth. And let me just hold on one second. Be patient with me, but I just want to read something. This was in reply to an email someone asked me. But the first stage is conformity. So this is kind of like someone's life path. Step one is conformity. You do what everybody else is doing because that's all you know, and this starts from a very young age. The second stage is a splinter in the mind. I knew something is wrong with the world, but I wasn't sure what it was. And the Matrix Matrix helped me realize this stage. The movie, the first movie. Step 3, a process of seeking truth. Like a sponge, I absorbed and followed a lot of different philosophies, religions, and viewpoints. It's a trial and error process to find what works for us. Stage 4, a slow but gradual weaning off of all things external. My locus or my focal point of control was becoming inward focused. Stage 5, a lot more time in solitude. This developed my intuition, common sense, and self-discovery. I found out who I was absent of external forces. Stage 6, breaking free, having the courage to make the jump. My intuition, common sense, and inner self became the master of my life. Other people's teachings, opinions had little effect upon me. I am open to learning, but only if it is in alignment with who I am. This is the stage of true freedom. Stage 7, you realize external life is chaotic. Sometimes things are great, sometimes things are bad. It doesn't affect you much. Your center of peace and contentment is within. What does or doesn't happen in the matrix is of diminishing internal value. Stage 8. Focus is off self, ego, and instant gratification. It is more rewarding to help others. You become selfless. And then I wrote, just be patient with this process. Just allow things to be. Once you realize there is no answer, there's no one answer, there's no one truth unless it comes from within. You are seeking a destination is the reason why you suffer. The above steps are joyful when we find more value in each stage than trying to get to an end result. When you are ready, try to stop watching videos, reading books, and instead explore your inner universe. Journal write, sit on park benches, spend time in nature, listen to relaxing music, travel, and simply just be still. Tune into your intuition, your inner compass, and then have the courage to follow. So, those, and obviously I jump back from, sometimes I backpedal and I go back to stage 1 or stage 2. But I'd say Eckhart was a big stage for me as far as that next rung on the ladder, getting to the next level. And sometimes that's what we need. We need different teachers come along at the right time, and then we either outgrow the teachings or no longer need the crutch of the teaching, or the teaching has done its job, which I feel like Eckhart's has, and it's taught us to go within and not need these external things. Now, having said that, I think it's a little bit, we put ourselves in a precarious situation, like walking on thin ice, when we put so much validity in the man, in the person of Eckhart Tolle, or what any person. I was going to, when I was in my Christian stage, I was going to a church, and I had some things. I've always generally been a free thinker and trying to, and hungry for truth. So I'd always pose questions to people, well, why? And not just accept it, well, that's what, the pastor or the teacher says. I want to know why. Like a little kid, why? Why? And for some things I couldn't get good explanations. And so I'd press further. And this would create turmoil. And what happens is, I think when we idolize or worship, even if we don't call it that, but we just have a lot of admiration for a teacher, we let the filters down, we don't question what they say, and our ego becomes intertwined with them. I remember when I was seeing Eckhart Tolle live, I made just a kind of like a off-the-cuff comment about that it was quite boring. And a lot of people in the comments wrote and defended him. Well, that's your ego, and your ego needs to be entertained, and so on and so forth. And so we attach our identity to the teacher, and I just think that is such a dangerous place to be. And the place to go is within you. It's not within a teacher. It's not within the books. And someone else wrote me, Eckhart Tolle, I don't know, they were finding some problems with the teaching, and what's the next step they should take? The next step is put down the books and go within. Can't say it any more simply. Thanks for listening.